path that Michelle left for her, Shigurikura's vision suddenly darkened and then brightened. After seeing her surroundings, she was dumbstruck. She had returned to the start. Why am I back here? Isn't this great? It saves you from taking the return trip and getting lost in the depths of the Sea of Honkai. That's great, alright. Then you shouldn't mind me asking you some questions. According to you, this path to the real world only lets pure humans like Susannah through. If that's the case, why did your seeds of idea pop up in the depth of our journey? This conflicts with what you said. Michelle, what are you hiding? You said you could handle the monsters, but how? Oh my. She smiled softly. Somehow, her porcelain skin appeared a little pallid. I thought you would have guessed with your clever mind. I was able to do that only because this path leading to the real world is paved by the same material that built me. If there's an enemy too much for you two, so long as I detach this part of my body into the Sea of Quanta, everyone will be safe. Isn't that right? Miss Dell. What is it, number 17? You rarely show such a surprised face. I find it fascinating. Don't ask the obvious. You will pave the way. What does this even mean? Take it literally, or convert the mother of ideas, which is the sigma space, into building materials and construct a path to the real world. General ideas can produce enough materials, but remember, I have the legacy of Project Stigma. From a technological standpoint, this isn't much different from what I did on the moon. I know the principle, but I don't understand. Project Sigma is long over. Doing this again is putting your life at stake again. It can't be helped, because I'm incapable of anything other than that. While you were busy integrating anchors, I tried various methods. I wanted to establish a connection with the real world like I did before when laying the traps. However, those methods all failed. They either couldn't connect or cause accidents after connecting and aren't practical. Maybe we're actually up against a rather terrifying enemy, whose name's Sa, if I recall correctly. All in all, those children are stuck here because of me. If they got lost in the Sea of Quanta, or even meet with grave misfortune, I'd feel guilty. Therefore, this is the best method under the circumstances. Relax, number 17. My body is being borrowed temporarily. I say I'm taking less risks than a woman giving birth to a child. Can't you have more faith in me? I don't have faith in you, because you're spontaneous and whimsical, Miss Dell. Recalling that conversation, the AI known for its logical analysis had a real urge to make a wish. I hope everything goes smoothly. The sage's authority sensed Prometheus' wish. Prometheus, how are Susannah and Co doing? Prometheus looked to the mechanical assistant used for connecting Vita. Their coordinates were shown on the projected screen. There's been minor mishaps, but things are going well. Prometheus stared at the projection without blinking. She seemed to be carefully choosing her words before explaining the situation. Sila, Vita, listen to me calmly. Susannah's tracker disappeared. How did things come to this? When Susannah was a child, she already noticed that fate had a penchant for toying with her. A painstakingly made cake dropped on the ground at the last moment, a meticulously rehearsed dance ruined by a sprayed ankle, went stargazing and ended up being accidentally locked on the rooftop for the whole night. These were part of her daily life. But it wasn't until becoming a Valkyrie that she completely understood the cruelty of fate. It could undo years of hard work in an instant. I'm done for. I don't even know where I am. The only thing she knew was that she was far away from the path that Miss Dao paved for her. What should I do now? I can't be stuck here forever. Perhaps fate was more lenient on her today. The communicator in her hand beeped timely. Susannah, where are you? Answer me, Susannah. I don't know. Susannah looked around in bewilderment. She was amidst a vast emptiness. After I ran into the weird thing, I got thrown into this unfamiliar space. Vita, what should I do next? Can I still make it? Calm down, Susannah. As long as I know your approximate location, I can calculate your travel history and exact coordinates. This will strain Miss Dao, but given that we can talk over here, we can pave a new path for you to the real world once we find your coordinates. We're estimating your location. Can you tell us anything more? I'll go look for clues. Susannah, did you find anything? Sorry, the view here is unchanging. I didn't find any clue. Well, there has been instances where you wanted to find people and landmarks but only found utility pools instead. Vita told a joke to lighten the mood, but neither of them managed to smile. I'm sorry, Vita. I'll go look in farther places. There's nothing here. But first, let's do an analysis of the surrounding neighborhood. It can't hurt to make a record. Here too. Time ticked by, yet Susannah couldn't find any clue to help her locate herself. Her hope dwindled, and her eyes began to water. Am I going to be stuck here? If so, who can help Sila? They trust me so much as to give me this huge responsibility, which has been only fulfilled by Durandal-sama. But Susannah covered her mouth and sobbed quietly. Nothing had changed. She was still the newbie who just joined Shikesao and got ambushed by training mecha. Only this time, there was no retry button to her. It's all my fault. It's all my fault. Had I been more careful, I wouldn't have screwed up. It's all my fault. Susannah, are you crying? I'm not. I'm just anxious because I haven't found any clue. Keep your hope up. Even without more data, we'll eventually find a way to locate ourselves. You keep... Vita, what happened? Vita! Nothing. It's just Miss Dell needs some help. Please wait. I need to deal with some things on my end, sorry. Vita was in so much of a hurry to finish, but it was enough for Susannah to guess what the matter was. Miss Dell, who was paving the way to the real world, ran into a problem, and its cause was obvious. It must be me. They tried so hard to make this work, but my mistake completely ruined it. Indeed, it was all her fault. Only... That was why she was in no position to feel bad about herself and do nothing. Yeah, Susannah, this isn't the time to cry. At least, I need to try mending my mistake. Vita, Miss Dell, Sila, Kira-sanpei, they're counting on me. I can find a clue. Can I? As if guided by fate, something fell out of her chest. What's this? My notebook. Looking at the tiny writings on the notebook, Susannah didn't know whether she should smile or cry. I took so many notes and did so much homework, but none of it paid off in the end. I'm such a terrible student. She shook her head and was about to close and pocket it, when her gaze fell on one page. The main objective of this operation is to stabilize two worlds with anchors and launch them back to the real world. Ultimately, by using Kiana's power, the two worlds will gain a stable structure and be saved from doom. To do this, we need to first find a number of basic anchors distributed across the two worlds, and then connect them to an axis, which is the Sage Tower. This way, we'll be able to construct a world-scale anchor, which is essentially obtaining a rope that can pull two Bible universes, right? Rope. Finding different anchors. Could this be another way? Indeed, for Susannah, who was lost in the Sea of Quanta, she knew no more about her whereabouts than a droplet that fell into the ocean. But here and now, she still shouldered the rope that could pull worlds. Her location alone was difficult to mark, but when the entire rim of a Bible universe shifts under her pull, it would most definitely be observable in the Sea of Quanta. The data that she habitually recorded happened to be solid proof. She finally realized that what she did out of cowardice wasn't meaningless. Vita, sorry to interrupt you. I might know where I am. About 5 minutes had passed. In these 5 minutes, Susannah reported all measurements on her notebook to Vita orally, which is the most primitive way. About 5 more minutes passed. Just when Susannah thought her idea was nothing more than a wild goose chase. I'm ready, Susannah.
我准备好了，苏珊娜。
You. Let's begin. Awesome. The road is clear. You've got this, Susannah. Miss Zhao won't be able to last much longer. This could be our last chance. Kira-senpai, you went back too. That's great. Yep, but enough about that. Silas found something. Susannah, can you see a light in the distance from where you are? Yeah, I see it. That should be the connection point between the real world and here. Yeah, Susannah. If you can make it over there, our plan will be a success. Alright, just watch me. A no-brainer like this will be a walk in the park. She had forgotten how long she had been running. The road behind her let out one threatening roar after another. But she couldn't care about what was happening behind her, because merely lifting her legs mechanically had drained her attention. Must go faster, even faster. I must save time for everyone in the real world. Her lungs stung with every breath, as if her alveoli was gasping for air. The lack of oxygen caused her vision to darken. In fact, she couldn't tell if she still had a vision at all. Only a faraway and hazy light was in her sight. Somehow, she remembered her childhood running. Although she began practicing dance since young, she lacked in physique. She couldn't jump high enough, run fast enough, and always tripped when she leapt. Yeah, even since then, whenever we ran together, I fell behind the other kids.
我就会被小伙伴们远远地抛在身后。
What did Dad tell me back then?
爸爸是怎么跟我说的来着？
Don't calculate the distance between you and them. They'll only get in your way.
那会绊住你的脚步。
Just focus on keeping up with the one nearest to you. Just focus on the star ahead of her. That's right. If I keep running and running, I can do it one day. I can catch up with them. I can learn this dance. I can become a Valkyrie. This time, I can do it. Am I going to die?
我难道要死了吗？
I'm I'm already hearing things. No, I can't fall here. What she was shouldering wasn't the success or failure of one person, but the future of an entire world. I haven't been there for a long time, but that world is the real world, and its residents are living humans. Not to mention that those staying in the bubble universe included her trusting and caring partner and friends. She suddenly recalled the joke remark she made. Oh, I get it now. Like the runner in the Battle of Marathon I read in history books, right? Even if I'm going to die, let me die on the other side. In 490 BC, the alliance of Greek city-states fought against the invading Persian Empire at the Battle of Marathon. After Greece defeated Persia in the battle, the Athenian soldier Pheidippides ran from Marathon to Athens to announce the Greek victory and died of exhaustion. Suddenly, possibly a hallucination caused by dizziness, Susannah felt the light in front of her enlarge like a mirror. In a split second, white light occupied her vision. Coordinates confirmed, establishing connection. Looks like the other side is trying to reach us as well. Channel established. 3, 2, 1. Traction mode activated. Finally, found you guys. Glad to see you again, Susannah. After you went missing, we've been looking for you and Sila. What happened to you two? Why did you suddenly leave the real world? Where's Sila? Isn't she with you? Take it easy. Bubble universe is collapsing. And Sila, help! Quick! Dr. Einstein, it's an emergency. We need to get May to help. No problem. I'll contact them. Susannah, Sila is at the other end of this passage, right? Yes. Be quick. Don't worry. I'll use her share of reason's authority. The siren in the lab suddenly ran out. Einstein dashed to the central console and operated for a moment, and her face paled. At the same time, to Susannah and Brania's horror, they discovered the channel that led back to the real world disappeared. Meanwhile, on the other side, Sila, we did it! Great! Vita, what happened? Is the comm system malfunctioning?
Vita.
Strange. There's a problem with the comm system? Vita, who planned to help Mistel stabilize the passage, noticed that her connection with the tower was cut off by a mysterious force. Coincidentally, Mistel's face was drained of color. She looked like she could collapse at any moment. Could this be Sa? Mistel nodded reluctantly. It seemed that she too was unsure of the situation. She shook her head. When she was about to say something, Her gaze froze, and her face showed panic.
米斯特林小
Miss
姐，
Mistel was wrong.
怎么了？
Kira's also.
还有绮罗也。
It was only then that Vita noticed that they were staring solemnly at herself. Tragedy always struck when people expected the least. Such as now, her body was disintegrating in the wind like a weathering statue. This body really can't escape the fate of perishing. Soon I'll meet them,
就要和他
my
们见面了
family.
吧，我的家人。
I'm sorry, Sila and everyone. It looks like I have to say goodbye. I'm Vita. I love all of you.